The Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes ACReSAL project aim to enhance agricultural resilience in semi-arid regions of Nigeria. One of the key interventions under this project has been the establishment of Diffussed Lighthouse Storage Facility in Plateau State, especially targeting the community of Rat in Barkin-Ladi local government area, Kwatas in Bokos local government area, and Kuru in Jos South local government area. What is the idea behind this diffused lighthouse storage facility?
The concept of diffused lighthouse was conceived by the management when we went out for sensitization. We discovered that part of the losses that farmers do encounter was these post-harvest losses, and they have no means of trying to see how they can overcome that great challenge. And so as management of ACReSAL at the state level, we conceptualized that diffused lighthouse, which is serving as a storage facility. The diffused house, if you look at it critically, is built in such a way that you see cross ventilations of air, and so it is deliberately constructed across 3 senatorial zones, mostly in areas where these perishable vegetables are being produced. You realize that before they can take those vegetables, those goods to the markets, they need to be stored somewhere and then prepare adequately for their transportation to those locations. And that was why we felt that this diffused lighthouse be constructed so that communities who reside within those areas where the diffused houses were constructed will be able to store their goods, especially vegetables and other perishable goods, before onward transportation to their markets. And be it rodents or be it other forms of deterioration, it will actually not be affected, those goods that are kept in those houses. So the farmers in those areas across welcome that idea so much. And that was what informed us to see that we locate them in areas that we have clusters of farmers store their goods before onward transmission to the markets.
We were able to go to the community first to sensitize them, to let them know that this is what we have and get their buy-in. And if they say this is what they welcome it and it's one of their greatest needs, we go in to do that. So for those people we went in to do that, we want to do a need assessment to be sure that these things are what is required and they buy into it. And after that, we move in with sensitization at every stage to get the farmers and the community heads to buy in. So we get the buy-in, the community will give the land. We're not buying, we're not paying for land, they give the land, and then we go in to build the structure with a memorandum of understanding of our roles. We will build and they will hand it over to this interest group or a small committee that will manage that for the farmers, and the farmers will now be able to manage that place. So once we do that, we now hand over those facilities to them and they operate them. The diffused lighthouse can be scaled up, but this is a pilot phase we are starting. You can't build something big that will not accommodate. So we want to see how they best utilize that opportunity, and then we can now upscale it in the future. So there are rooms for improvement as demand and as the farming community increases and their produce. It's our desire to see how we can help them solve post-harvest losses.
The Diffused lighthouse storage facilities established by the ACReSAL project have a transformative impact on communities of Kwatas in Bokos, Rat in Barkinladi, and Kuru in Jos South local government areas. These were created in order to reduce post-harvest losses, increase income, promote sustainable practices, and to enhance community resilience, which has laid a strong foundation for future and agricultural development in the region and subsequently in Plateau State. The Diffused lighthouse storage facilities were designed and constructed in collaboration with local stakeholders, ensuring that the facilities met the specific needs of each community. How do members of these communities feel about this project?
While I was the General Secretary of Kuru Development Association, this project started with us. Upon the coming or the approach of the community by ACReSAL and the state government, of course, Plateau State government, we saw so much sense in it to the extent that we could not resist it. And we hastily donated this land. And that is where we are, and we're proud that we did. And it's also an indication that we have already owned this project. It's just for us to pay more attention and to go by the demands or requirements of the donors of this project so that we will not be left behind. We will keep following until we reap every dividend that it comes with. And so, but I have to mention the fact that, the coming of ACReSAL is very timely with this project.
At the beginning, when they started building this structure, we were surprised. We started asking questions what it's all about. Then we got answers that it was an intervention in agriculture. We want to thank the government for this kind gesture. ACReSAL, also known as hungry rice, maize and Irish potato, most especially Irish potato. When we harvest in the month of August, due to the cold nature of our environment, we store them in our rooms. They get rotten. Then in the month of October, we have to again look for money to buy seed in places like Mangu, Bokos, local government. Then we plant them during the dry season. This is costing us a lot because we do not have proper storage facility. We want to thank ACReSAL for coming up with this storage facility where we can keep our farm produce. Though we are grateful, but in my own opinion, this storage facility is very small and will not be enough for us because in this community, everyone is a farmer. The harvest of 2 to 3 families can fill up this storage. We'll be glad if we can have a bigger storage facility so we can have enough space to keep our farm produce.
My name is
Darren Patrick Bott. I am from Kuru here, Park Zone, and I am the Kuru Development Association Secretary. I farm Irish just recently. I harvested it last week Saturday. Then I think ACReSAL is coming at the right time because storage is our problem. I took them down to the family house to store them for subsequent agricultural season, the rainy season. Then as a young man, I think I love agriculture. I'm falling in love with agriculture because I don't have a government job right now. And as I am unemployed with many qualifications, but I think agriculture is a business that will pay me now. Growing up as a young man in this community, I know that my family have been into agriculture. I grew up to meet my grandfather. My house has been a hub of agriculture. It is like an inheritance in my family that we farm. And coming to think of now that young men are not into farming, we are trying to change the narrative that we will join farming and make farming one of our major means of sustainability. If you check within our community, many people farm for just sustainability. Then, without farming for what? Commercialization. So now I farm this Irish because I want to commercialize it and I want to make it a big business in time to come. Storage is one of the major challenges agriculture face. Like I said initially that ACReSAL is coming at the right time because this project is all about storage. And we in this community, we have local way we store our farm products. Sometimes we dry it on the zincs, if it is maize, so that weevils will not penetrate. Sometimes we store it in the local rumbos. And sometimes we have stores at home. We put it into bags and apply chemicals. Then, and which is bad for the body if it will be consumed in just a short period of time. Then sometimes we use local drums. Local drums are part of the storage that we store. For ACReSAL to bring this project down to our community here, it is a very big thumbs up. The state government, I know one of his agenda is agriculture, and he wants to revitalize the agricultural sector. And I think it's a very big thumbs up to him. Then the ACReSAL for choosing this community for this project. We appreciate the effort that you people have put in for this project to be actualized here. World Bank, we know World Bank has been supporting many projects, especially in developing nations. And we pray that they continue to look at where these projects are mostly needed so that they will cite some of the projects.
Our community Tarangol.
In our community in Tarangol, we do farm maize, potato, fonio, millet, beans, and other crops.
Wake abubuwan da muke noma kenan. To gaskiya kaman wannan project da aka kawo mana.
To be honest, this project that has been cited in our domain, to be frank, the best way we can benefit from this ACReSAL project is when we harvest our farm produce like potato and other grains. We can store them in the diffused lighthouse. Sometimes we can't sell our farm produce in the market. The leftovers can be stored in the facility, which will be very helpful to us. This structure that ACReSAL brought to us is not big enough, so we would need them to construct a bigger diffused lighthouse, since we have two communities.
Ina noman dankali, ina noman masara, ina noman acha, ina noman mandula, sweet potato ken.
I plant potato, maize, fonio, sweet potato. I also plant soya beans, kidney beans, and also millet. I have a local barn where I store my crops, but they get spoiled because of rivers. Because the room is not plastered, I only built it, which results to damaging my grains. All I do is to look for pesticides. I want to thank ACReSAL because of this massive support. Let ACReSAL empathize with us. We are poor people. They should try their best in helping us with fertilizers. We need their assistance.
Kamar mu a nan, yadda kakanninmu da muka yi girma muka same su suna ajiyansu, akwai wani ginin da akan yi kaman adada.
We in this community, we grew up and met our forefathers storing their grains in a local barn traditionally known as adada, which is a local barn. And we also have where maize and other grains are stored, called rhombus. This intervention that has been cited here can foster unity between the two communities here, because here we have two traditional rulers whose ranking are the same. So this project can bring these two communities together.
My storage is a local barn. A local barn, the way I used to store, I just find a room, then clear the room, clean it, then store my crops. I've not gotten a good storage as this one that ACReSAL built. So I think I'm happy to see the effort that ACReSAL has put to remember us, we the people of Rat community in particular. So for that, thumbs up for them. And I really appreciate what they've done. Though the bank or the diffused light storage house is small compared to the number of farmers we have here and the size of the farming we go into. So I don't think this bank will be able to contain us. How we wish the ACReSAL will make more effort to listen to our plight and add another bank for us which will be bigger than this one. I think that will go a long way for us.
And most of us that were living here are farmers, and some few are mining. Out of 100%, I think 99% are farmers and mining. I think it was last year that ACReSAL came to come and build this lighthouse for us so that we should be keeping our crops. We are very happy for that. But the problem is that the storage is too small because we are large in the community. It cannot contain one person crops. So, but they said half-baked is better than none. So we are very happy. But we need the government to put more effort to build another one for us so that everybody will enjoy it.
I farm Irish potato, sweet potato, beans, this acha, granite, and different types of farms. The way I store them, I store in my house, and I separate a room to put these things that I farm. The way to preserve it again, I will buy insecticides to put them. We thank ACReSAL that they came and built this place. The house, we like it, but it is not so big. It's not so big. We need them if they will help to build another one. This is the center of the area, but we have many places that are called Rat. We have Kudung, we have Kubong, we have Rasat, we have Warat, we have Kudungaben, and other places, but they are all under Rat.
I am a farmer in Rat community. I farm maize. Sometimes we get 4 to 5 bags because of the way fertilizers are expensive. We can't do much to gain. Sometimes we plant alongside soya beans, groundnut and other crops that don't require fertilizers. And then with this, we can get 1 bag of soya beans, 1 bag of groundnuts and other crops. After farming, we harvest and bring it back home. Then we process it and put it inside the drums or sacks. And we apply pesticides, and even when we try to apply the chemicals, the pests still find their way, destroying our grains. Honestly, we don't find it easy. We store them in the room. Sometimes we find them safe and sometimes destroy. Since we have no choice, we have to continue this way. We want to appreciate ACReSAL, who came with an intervention of these storage facilities. Honestly, we are grateful, Through them we shall have more than this, so we can store and get more excited with what we are doing, and God's willing they will take our request further. Honestly, we are grateful.
Another milestone achievement by Plateau State Agro-Climatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes, ACReSAL, is the implementation of several water harvesting interventions in Guratop and Plateau Club Bingham University Teaching Hospital sites, which beneficiaries numbering 2,000 households and over 14,000 indirect beneficiaries. This intervention is aimed at enhancing water availability, improve agricultural productivity, and promote sustainable land and management practices. What is the rationale behind these interventions?
This came about as a result of the construction of rehabilitation of a gully that stretch, if you are conversant with just terrain. We are right now rehabilitating, we have engaged a contractor who is right now on site in the year 2023 to rehabilitate, to reconstruct the gully that stretched from Plateau Club down to Bingham University. You know, basically that site is caused by gully erosion. And the idea of this rainwater harvesting was that the World Bank felt it is very important, and we made it in our budgetary provisions that this concept of rainwater be provided to communities and to areas within the gully corridors, so that gully is usually formed by created by impact of rainwater. So the idea is that the impact of the rainwater that may further cause gully will be reduced by providing these facilities, tanks, and then building structure that this tank will stand on, and then installing pipes right from the rooftop down into the tanks to collect water from the roof. And by so doing, you realize that the impact of the runoff of the water on the floor that may further cause erosion will be reduced. That is the idea. And part of the reason is that those areas that this water harvesting structure were erected are areas that are facing critical issue of water supply in their areas. If you look at it critically, areas around Tutuwada stretch down to Kabong area, Jenta, Adamu, and so on. During dry seasons or even wet season, they find it difficult to get water. And these facilities are provided in those communities to store water for a longer time for their domestic use and also for the usage of animals. So that idea of water harvesting is very, very important. So many people, as I can tell you right now, sometimes in the night, people will call me, not knowing that this water harvesting is constructed within the certain catchment area. No matter where they reside, they keep calling. We need these tanks. We don't have water in our area, and so on and so forth. These are the challenges that this water harvest, and we are making effort to see that if we can make provisions and even request the bank if they can grant us approval, because the quest and the interest people show in this facility is so great. So these are the reasons why these facilities is being installed across the areas and that fall within the catchment area.
For the water harvesting, we follow the catchment where the gully intervention work is being carried out. So there is people along the corridor of the catchment were the ones captured. So it wasn't like we had a choice of different communities, but we decided to, within the corridor of the catchment, to now pick at random at coordinates those tanks to be able to reduce the surface runoff into the drainage that has been constructed. So the essence of the water harvesting is not to just give tanks for people to enjoy, but to reduce the water flow, surface flow that comes from those houses. So once it is being trapped, the volume is reduced that goes into the drainage. So by so doing, it will reduce erosion and also serve the purpose of people harvesting the water for other uses, so domestic uses and other uses that may come around.
Water scarcity over time has been a challenge in most parts of Jos. People, especially women and children, go distances in search of water before the intervention by ACReSAL. This is what some of the residents have to say.
We are suffering, we're controlling erosion just by using hoe and the rest. But this time around, we have been given this tank from ACReSAL urban project. And now, this tank will help us to store water and collect the water pouring from the zinc. And it's creating erosion just behind the waterway. So we are happy that this one will help us to control all those erosion problems. And we can make use of them. We can pump water from the river using petrol, put it inside, then we water our irrigation or our farm. ACReSAL, in fact, we are very happy for their own assistance because they are the one that control this erosion right now, not we, by using these two tanks. In fact, we are happy of their own help, assistance.
Early in the morning, by 5 o'clock, we used to wake up early in the morning and go look for water for us to prepare for children for school. So we do not have so much water in Latia. We are so happy with it, with the tank that you people put for us. So we are so much grateful with it. So the tank will help us so plenty. The day that I put the tank for us, we are so happy with it. So we are very grateful with the tank that you put for us people. We are so much happy about it.
In our area, we do lack water because sometimes our children go to school very late because of the challenges of water. It's only one well here we have in the area. So different people normally come early in the morning to see them to their about to cope and fetch the water. So us that we are close, we might not know that because they normally come around 5 in the morning. Sometimes some people came 4 in order for them not to lack water. We appreciate the ACReSAL for their hard working, for what they have been doing in this area. We are grateful. We pray that God will bless your account and God will open way that you people will do more.
Most of our children used to wake up sometimes 4 a.m., 2, some of them 5, more especially this time fast period, going up and down to get where they can get water, at least before they even come back to at least preparing them for their school. We are very, 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 very grateful. And we are this is a very wonderful work. And may Allah Almighty God will going to reward them abundantly. A lot of people are happy, a lot of people. Some other houses are put it outside, some other people, those that are privileged, that their compound is big, they even put them at the inside their houses. So a lot of people are appreciating what this tank at least is helping us. More especially, look at now our mosques. They used to put water. Their neighbor have the borehole. They used to pump the tank, full it. When people come during Maghrib prayer or Isha prayer, anytime, people get it very, very easier to perform their ablution, to get prayer, instead of them to be waiting for those that are selling Kura, Merua people. They used to sell it sometimes 500 naira, 1,700 naira. Now it's free, which is something in life.
The issue of water in our community has been a great challenge, particularly during dry season, to the extent that water truck pushers become scarce. Even when they are available, they are usually expensive. The coming of ACReSAL with these tanks has really eased up what people are going through concerning the issue of water scarcity. But we are pleading with the government to assist us by making water available either once weekly or monthly, which will be stored in the tanks for our use. This will be highly appreciated.
Gaskiya we are very happy with this ACReSAL to do this thing for our community. We are very enjoy it, honestly. Gaskiya they have helped us a lot, honestly. Gaskiya before this time we are very suffer in fresh water, but now we are just some tanks we are using up. We are getting water some 3 days, 4 days. We are using it of community.
Back then, during raining season, before the intervention of water tank, we struggled to get water, despite the fact that we are in the city center, yet we go through a lot to get water. Unless we buy water, which causes havoc because of lack of tank. It increased the rate of typhoid among people, although God have been helping us in one way or the other. Before now, I opposed the idea of bringing the tank, but I now discovered the tank was useful. After I saw people using the tanks, it brought a sigh of relief and it gladdened my heart. Politicians who are vying for different political positions do come to fill up the tank with water.
Lack of water in this area, it has been a problem since right from the time when we came to this area. And up to this moment, that is our problem that we have been having in this area, and we still lack water here. In fact, it affects their own well-being as a whole. As a matter of fact, for them before they go to school, they go and fetch water, and when they come back, at times, it takes much of their own time. Instead of doing their assignment at home and other things, honestly, they don't find it easy. We don't find it easy with our children because of this lack of water around this place. Right from the time when this tank is been put here, it has reduced this erosion here. If you can look back here, because of the erosion, that's why this place it has been eroded for many years. And right from the time when this tank was put, now we don't experience this again. Actually, ACReSAL, they have done something that is good, something that has never been done here. Especially, this is the first of its kind. And right from the time when I was born, I can say, because we have never experienced such a program that has taken place like this one. So we are thanking them for. We need more of it, and if there is anything that is more than this, we expect it.
I think the issue of water in this environment, it's a kind of hard and difficult, most especially for we the youths, in fact, and the married ones as well, because we find it difficult to get water. We have to go to other neighboring houses, some that are close and far, all in search of water, because we have no source of water in the community here, and it's really, really hectic for most of the people in the society. It's really a welcome idea. We really applaud the ACReSAL for doing this. We really welcome the innovation of this tank installment and so on, because with this installment, it helps us so much in the community in terms of water. It reduces our stress to go to other neighboring houses and far places seeking for water. But with the coming of this, we really have a very short and also close place to fetch water.
Gaskiya akwai matsalar ruwa a tudun wada gabaki daya.
Honestly, there is a challenge of water in the entire Tudun Wada, especially the Hausa community, where you will see people roaming about early in the morning searching for water. But we thank God, with the coming of ACReSAL, they brought in tanks to different communities, which has been helpful. But then only 20% of Hausa community have gotten these tanks, but we are still grateful with what has been given, since we are getting the water, though not in large quantity, through these tanks that ACReSAL has provided.
Honestly, we have challenges of water. When we come out early in the morning, around 5 a.m., we go out searching for water. Sometimes we get and sometimes we don't. We only have one borehole in the community that is heading to get water. And also, Ekwa Church assists us with water. At the moment, we have the opportunity of contributing money to buy a tank water, which is done sometimes by a group of people so that the community can benefit. Honestly, this tank by ACReSAL have been beneficial to us. All we can say, God bless those that have done this, and we pray it will be more than this, because there are areas that have not gotten the tank.
Fiye da haka don wayannan tankunan ba su ishe mu ba, don akwai bangaren da ba su samu ba har yanzu. Ina gode mama ACReSAL, ina gode mama World Bank.
My appreciation goes to ACReSAL, World Bank, and also Plateau State Government for this effort that they have put in bringing these tanks to us. May Allah bless them and increase them. These ones that have been given to us, we appreciate, but we would need more.
When you talk about water, I know definitely people are suffering because of water, because there's no water, especially during the dry season. You see women and children going out looking for water. People are really struggling. So we thank God when these people came, they brought the tank, and maybe because of erosion. If you can look around, there is erosion everywhere because the water is chopping the, especially down. We thank God for ACReSAL for bringing this tank to us, because towards the end of the rainy season, I use it a lot. Even you can see opposite my house, there is a clinic, and the people normally come in the morning and fetch water, and I won't tell them not to. But if you go to some houses, it's surrounded. You can't enter there and fetch water. But my own is in the public, so I give everybody the right to come and fetch the water. So we are so grateful to ACReSAL, and I'm hoping during this rainy season, everybody is going to benefit from fetching this water.
Seriously, during dry season, we lack water here, because sometimes you have to buy the water from water boats. Yes, during dry season. It's only during rainy season when it's raining that when it's raining, the tap will fill up. But during dry season, we have to contribute money among ourselves, and you know how it is now. When I heard about it, one thing that comes to my mind is that I'm surprised that this Plateau State, even, you know, I'm not indigenous of Plateau, but I'm really impressive and happy that this Plateau, they have an organization like this that used to at least support people of the Plateau State. ACReSAL, I'm really thankful and grateful. May God bless them. I wish them all the best. May them succeed and achieve what they aim at their goals in this life.
Well, lack of water is like, it's like living in another world entirely. It's not easy, it's not fun. My experience is bad, actually. During rainy season, it gets filled up, and we wouldn't need to maybe come down, bring in buckets and all that. And also, we wouldn't need to treat for malaria, because I believe the rainwater is cleaner than most of the ones we get from the well. God bless them. They will continue to grow and prosper in the name of Jesus. And I pray that they will bring more help to the community, because if we have things like this, okay, we have tanks, maybe we have something else, maybe good roads, and then it's going to help grow our state or our country generally very fast. I appreciate their effort, and I must commend. They did well.
God will continue to bless them.
The transformative impact of water harvesting in communities of Plateau Club, Bingham University Teaching Hospital, and Top catchment areas by ACReSAL, Plateau, has changed the story of these communities by enhancing water availability, improving agricultural productivity, and promoting sustainable practices. These interventions have drastically contributed to the resilience of local communities against climate change.